My name is David Okoye, and if life has taught me anything, it's that a man can be down, but never out. I wasn't born with a gold or silver spoon in my mouth. I grew up with dust on my feet and hunger in my stomach. I wasn't well educated, I didn't have connections, and after secondary school, I watched all the people I grew up with rise into their careers: engineers, bankers, businessmen. Meanwhile, I was just trying to survive. My high school girlfriend, Amara, pressured me day and night to find a job. I was desperate. When life squeezes you hard enough, sometimes you look for escape in the wrong places. That's how I started running with the wrong crowd. We planted marijuana in the bush and sold it locally. But trouble doesn't knock politely. It kicks the door down. That's what the police did to my door. I remember everything clear like it was yesterday. I was asleep. Maybe 3 a.m. in the morning, naked as the day I was born, with my girlfriend cuddled up on my chest. Then bam, my door was shattered. Bright light pointed on us. Loud voices shouting, "Don't move, otherwise you're a dead man." I was so scared, I wet myself. My girlfriend Amara was calm. I thought it was a rival gang, but it was the police. They caught us red-handed. I couldn't deny it. All the evidence was stacked against me. In my possession were bags of marijuana worth thousands and a lot of cash. Oh, also a loaded Glock on the side table. Can you see where that type of life was leading me? I was lucky to only spend 6 months in jail with 2 of the other boys. Thanks to the corrupted nature of the police, in court, some of the evidence were missing. There was no mention of the cash, 75% of the marijuana were missing, and the Glock were omitted. I had no problem with that. If not, I could have faced at least 5 to 10 years in jail. 6 months felt like 6 years. When I was released, I made myself a promise. I would never go back to that life. I had seen how drugs destroyed promising young people's lives, how it devoured families. I wanted no part of that anymore. That's when the idea came to me, a lifeline. If I could get out of Nigeria and go overseas, maybe, just maybe, I could build something real with my life. My dream was simple: work in America for 5 to 10 years, live basic, save every dollar, return home, buy land, build rental houses, and retire by 40. For now, it's only a dream, but I intend to work hard to make it a reality. A dollar was a dollar in the US, but back then in Nigeria, it was worth over 1,000 naira. That kind of opportunity could change a man's destiny. I applied for a US visa. Rejected. My jail record followed me like a shadow. Desperate, I did something foolish, something I'm not proud of. I used the identity of a disabled family member to obtain a visa. It was a heavy secret, but a secret isn't a secret if more than one person knows. So I told no one. It was a secret then, but not anymore, because I'm telling you now. Before leaving, I married my high school sweetheart, Amara. We made a promise to stay faithful, no matter how long the separation. When I reached America, I worked like a man possessed. 5 days a week, I cleaned toilets and mopped floors as a janitor. 12 hours per day, I took every overtime. On Saturdays, I worked construction. On Sundays, I slept like the dead. One thought kept me alive: work hard, save, go home, build a future with Amara. Every month without fail, I sent $100 to my disabled relative's parents to make sure he was well taken care of. His parents didn't know why, but they were very grateful. If it wasn't for his identity, I wouldn't get the visa. The rest of my salary I sent to Amara. At first, I asked her to email me the balance of my account. Instead of doing so, she said, "David, do you think I would steal from you? Do you think I'm a thief?" I didn't want her to feel mistrusted, so I stopped asking. Year after year, I worked. Year after year, I sent every cent home. I must have sent more than 200,000 US dollars over the 9 years. Amara expected me back in 10 years. I returned in 9. I wanted to surprise her, to hold her in my arms and make love to her. But the surprise was on me. She was in someone else's arms. When I arrived home, I found out she had 2 children for 2 different men, not mine. One of her child's fathers was one of the police that broke down my door and arrested me that night, which made me wonder if Amara had anything to do with my arrest. My entire world collapsed. I was heartbroken, disappointed. I felt like a fool. Oh, let me rephrase that. I was a fool. I had deprived myself for 9 years, lived on bread and cheap noodles, worked myself to the bone. Every dollar, everything I earned. She had used to build a house on her family's land with men who replaced me. I confronted her. She looked me straight in the eye and shouted, "You're lucky to be alive. Leave now before my man gets home." Those words cut deeper than knives. I had nothing left. I had to sell a piece of the land my parents left me just to survive. For 15 months, I stayed in Nigeria, drowning in shame. People laughed behind my back. Some laughed in my face. All the friends I had fallen out with, because Amara had poisoned my mind against them, now avoided me. She told me everyone was jealous of me. She told me my family was using me, and I believed her. My sister once tried to warn me. I cursed her, told her never to speak to me again. I even removed my own mother's name from my savings account and replaced it with Amara's name. Stupid mistake. She cleared out every penny. I later learned she owned 6 brand new houses, all built with my sweat, my sacrifice, my years of suffering. My dreams, fulfilled by someone else. I tried to return to the US, but my record followed me. The name I used was flagged. Every door shut in my face. Then one morning, there was a knock on the door. It was Amara, with 2 large men, each holding batons. One of the men was that same police officer again. She shoved divorce papers into my chest and ordered me to sign. She also forced me to waive my rights to any claims on any of her assets, property, money, etc. I did. Before I could even breathe, the men beat me so badly that I woke up in a hospital bed days later, bruised, broken, barely alive. I prayed to God day and night to give me another chance, but nothing was happening. I thought to myself, maybe karma comes back to kick me in the teeth for stealing my disabled family identity. I thought my story was over. But life has a strange way of flipping the script. There was a woman in the US named Rebecca Miller, a kind-hearted white woman who always had feelings for me. I would be lying if I said I didn't find her attractive, but I had never paid attention to her because of my promise to Amara. But when she heard what happened, she flew to Nigeria, married me, and brought me back to America legally. Before I left, I made peace with my family. Rebecca owned a small restaurant in the US. Together, we worked day and night. Within 5 years, we had 2 beautiful children and opened a second restaurant. And that's when life showed me something. Karma is real. Karma never misses. I later heard what happened to Amara. One drunken night, she crashed her car into a parked vehicle, just as the passengers were stepping out. The lower half of one man's body was crushed. He turned out to be extremely wealthy. He sued her for everything. She had to pay his legal fees, her legal fees, and finance his customized wheelchair and car. She had to sell all her properties, every one of the houses she built with my money, and the man she was living with left her for a younger woman. Meanwhile, my life blossomed. Rebecca supported my dream of building houses in Nigeria. We purchased a massive plot of land and built 13 rental homes. We live comfortably now, blessed, grateful, semi-retired in our 40s. Even more than I had planned. Our 2 grown children run our restaurants. We go on cruises 4 times a year. We never lack anything. I continue to support my disabled relative, the same one whose identity I stole. I thank God for him every day. Anyone would think he was my child. And every time I return to Nigeria, I make sure Amara sees me. Not out of spite, not to mock her, but to remind myself of one truth. No matter how far you fall, God can lift you up higher than before. And no matter how high someone rises on stolen blessings, karma always brings them back down.